All right, here we go. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of 44 Stat. I'm part of the three-headed monster. My name is Kelsey Coop Charles, along with Antonio Bro Long Long, and we got West Coast Dave in the house. Gentlemen, how we doing this evening?
Telling.
Man, it's good, man. I didn't recover a couple of days out from the game Sunday night.
Look, man, let me go ahead and put your mind at ease. I know you see the cap, the hat that I have on, but that's just because I'm a diehard fan.
Well,
I will say, the Cowboys, they played a little better than I thought, but it still wasn't good. I think the biggest thing in this game was that Pittsburgh had a lot of flaws in their game, and so it's really nothing to celebrate on our end. Yeah, we got the victory, we'll take it, but there's still a lot left on the table, a lot to be desired. It still doesn't change my outlook of the season. So, you
well,
know,
I,
I'm gonna say it like this here. Y'all should play without Michael Parsons more often because y'all play better.
well,
I
yeah, I
said
mean, it's
thank you
by
because
committee.
that's what I was about to say.
Hmm.
That's exactly what I was
They play
about
better
to say.
without him, bro.
Yes, sir.
I don't. I mean, that's the best. That is the best I have seen your defense. Uh,
Hmm.
probably since
Ocean.
probably since the go all the way back to the glory days because y'all actually played defense, bro. Uh,
Yeah, we had some success against the run. I mean,
They
they
played
were
with
just trying to
passion.
figure it
The
out.
tackles looked like they meant something
Ex-
to them.
exactly, yeah. Because I think I want to say the first, what, 4 games, they really lacked a lot of effort. And you could
yeah.
tell from the kickoff, they were just
Well,
going through the motion. So,
is it addition by subtraction? That's the way I look at it. Because again, y'all played
mhm.
the best defense y'all have played in a long time, and you were playing without now. DeMarcus Lawrence is a South Carolina homeboy, so but I will
Mhm.
say this
Yeah.
here: it's not his problem because he's light in behind. It's hard for him to play defensive tackle with the size that he is. But
Right.
not having him is a factor. But y'all play
Mhm.
100 times better without your big mouth of the South, who thinks he's the greatest thing since Lawrence Taylor, and y'all play defense.
Let me cry.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we did play some defense. I'm now the colorblind quarterback. I still don't understand that.
well, bruh,
You know, right?
bruh, I'm gonna tell you what, we helped y'all out because y'all should have lost this game, okay? Um,
Yeah, I
because
agree.
the two interceptions that he threw were just ridiculous. For
I
one,
mean, well, they were beautiful passes just to the wrong team.
bruh, the first one, uh, I was trying to figure out what was he thinking because even if he was gonna
Mhm.
throw back shoulder, that ball had no business being thrown because he
Yeah,
was bracketing it.
back shoulder 5 yards short. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the overthrow, okay, Joy Porter Jr. is an emerging star, so I can't really say nothing about that. Now
Hmm.
the sack was gonna happen. The sack fumble was gonna happen just because you cannot stop TJ Watt. I don't care who you is, what you do, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Now I will give Dak his credit. Go and get it out the way. Dak saved y'all because Landon Roberts killed Rico Dowdle on that third down.
Hmm.
That's the way Pittsburgh Steelers football is supposed to be played. Okay, when he came over the line, I just knew we were gonna fall on the football game over. We got it, but then
Hmm.
again, here we go. Dak fell on the football, did what he was supposed to do. I don't know what my DB was doing on the crossing pattern because you already knew where the play was going. He wasn't gonna run short. I already knew that. You had to go to the pylon, and that's exactly what he did. And
Hmm.
it's from a Steeler standpoint, I'm a little disappointed. It's not Justin. It's
Hmm.
not Justin. It is defense is not playing with a sense of urgency. That's one problem I got with them. Yeah, I know we got injuries and whatever, but we should be able to sustain that. Patrick Queen is not playing up to his potential on defense. Um, the Butler kid, yeah, he's playing good. Strong safety for us, but Minka needs to be a strong safety. We need to find another safety. That's the way I look at it. Corners, I think we find.
Remember, we talked about you got a Pickens problem too.
Oh, that's going to be I was going to get to that. That's going to be my last statement. George Pickens, for those of you that don't know, he has extreme talent. Take nothing from him. The boy can catch, put balls all over the
Extreme
place.
attitude.
That's not his problem. His biggest problem is him. And everybody's, we in the mix for Devontae Adams. I want him, and really, I would sacrifice George to go to the Raiders, and we'll just keep Devontae Adams.
You thinking that's another Antonio Brown?
No, because he ain't got the talent. He ain't got the talent Antonio Brown got. No,
but he got the attitude.
He got the attitude, but he ain't got the talent, man. George Pickens can't catch anything short. There's no, Antonio Brown was a complete wide receiver. He was a diva, but he was a complete wide receiver. So George Pickens is not even at that level. He has
catch nothing short.
He doesn't catch it. He's running our X position, and he's never running anything short. And the thing about it is, I don't think he can, because I don't think he runs his routes correctly. That's part of the problem. Then on top of that, if it's a difficult catch, he's gonna catch it. But if it's something that's simple, he's not gonna catch the ball. He's another Deontay Johnson. That's why Deontay Johnson is playing in Carolina. He can't catch the ball. The thing about it, and I don't know why we keep, and I understand we try to make young men into men, but sometimes you just got to cut your losses, man. And right now, he's a problem that's not working, so it doesn't do us any good. I say get rid of him, send him to the Raiders, get Devontae Adams. We can still win the division, because I saw what the Bengals and Ravens had on Sunday, and neither one of them, the Ravens are not, people pumping the Ravens are not going anywhere. Lamar is
Hey, but that performance though, that was a good. Hey, I'm still not going to hate on that. That performance on Sunday was nice. That was nice. That was nice. He might, whatever the narrative, whatever, game by game, that game was special for him Sunday.
Well, but the thing is, and here's the thing. He's only lost to the Bengals once since he's been there, okay? He's only beat the Steelers twice since he's been there. So it's the opposite. It's the dynamic. You beating the Bengals, you beating Cleveland, but the team that you need to beat, you're not beating, okay? Now, you look at the Steelers and you wonder, how are we winning all these games against the Ravens? Bruh, I don't know, because I can pretty much tell you that the first game against them are probably going to be 13-10 or 15-12. It's not going to be anything more than that. I don't know if we just confuse Lamar in them games or whatever. It's something. But the thing about it is,
the average score
discipline on defense.
Well, this is the thing, and this is the thing nobody's talking about, because everybody's so pumped up with Lamar and what King Henry is doing. The Ravens defense sucks.
Yes, it does.
And nobody's talking about it. That's the thing that's killing me. I'm like, this is not Raven football, y'all. They suck. Okay? If Buffalo had anything look like a wide receiver 2 weeks ago, they would lose the football game because their defense sucks. Cincinnati has an outstanding offense, but Cincinnati's defense sucks. So that automatically should tell you right there that they're not going anywhere. The cream of the AFC already is, like it always is the Chiefs. Okay, we already know that. The question is, who is going to be the 2 seed? Now, in my thought process, right now it looks like Houston. Because we're going to beat up each other November and December. We ain't going to get the 2 seed. I already know that. Houston right now is running away with the South because of the fact Jacksonville stinks, the Colts stink,
But
it's
whoever is the wild card
Tennessee.
play them from the NFC North, they're gonna love it. I mean, yeah, they're gonna love that.
well,
You'll be because you'll be actually leaving bad weather for once, going to some okay weather, and then you get to come back to your home.
You playing in a dome, but
I
Houston,
think that's a good position for whoever get the wild card going because I still don't believe in Houston. I don't know what it is. I gotta see more. I just don't believe in Houston.
I like that coach, man. I like D'Amico
Oh,
Ryan.
I have a coach, but I don't believe that they are a team that is ready to do that there.
The thing that I think would kind of derail them would probably be Stephon Diggs, especially if Nico Collins went out Sunday. If he got to miss any significant amount of time and Stephon Diggs get a big role in the offense, I think that's going to be a problem because he going to want that attention when Nico comes back. And really, they do better if Nico and Tank Dell is out there, just them two. He's unnecessary, So right now, at the quarter point of the season, and which is ironic, it is the quarter point of the season already. It's the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs' world, man, and I'm gonna be the first one to say it because I know the pundits and the people that in the know they banking on the Ravens being something. Ravens ain't it, man. And if they ain't gonna play in Baltimore, I already know they ain't gonna win, man, because they don't do good on the road.
Yeah, the only team that can challenge the Chiefs legitimately, and they got a bad record, is Joe Burrow. They can hang with them, but that's about it.
Bro, they ain't going
And
nowhere.
they're not going.
I think
They're not
they
going
get
anywhere.
the illusion that they hang with them. I think because it's said so much, there's an illusion that he hangs with them. But do you really think in crunch time?
No,
He is going
No,
to
I mean,
Kansas City. Is he going to
if
be
it's a series, no.
in a game that count?
No,
no,
in a
because
series, no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
but
He's
they ain't
had
even
some, I
gonna
guess.
be there. Because the Bengals right now,
that loss right there destroyed their season, really.
yeah,
So
they done.
Yeah.
And what's going to have to happen is before the trade deadline, you're going to have to make some choices. T. Higgins, do you trade T and get something for T, or do you let him walk at the end of the year for nothing? If I was the Bengals, I trade him and get some picks, man. Because if you let him walk, he coming home. T coming home.
Anything coming in the draft that they can let him walk?
I mean, it's plenty of wide receivers, but it's just the point. I mean, T works great with Jamar Chase just because. I mean, even when T was at Clemson, you knew T. T was a big play outlet man. He did everything that he needed to do, and just the thing is, you can't afford him because you're gonna have to pay Jamar next year. You're already paying Burrow. He's gone. So once you do that, plus offense is not the Bengals' problem. Defense is their problem.
And offensive line.
Well, but their defense sucks. I mean, even though Sunday was a great game, let's be realistic, y'all. The score was 41-38. Neither one of them is playing defense, okay? So
no, not at all.
So you already know the Ravens don't have enough defense to beat Mahomes, okay? Because really in the first game of the year, if Chiefs wouldn't have relaxed, they blew out the Ravens. Lamar brought them back, whatever, big deal, okay? That game was over in the third quarter. Looking at where they are right now, and if with a 3-2 record, do you really feel like they're gonna go to Kansas City and win that football game? No. I already know that.
Nobody is going to go to Kansas City and win a football. I don't think there is a team consistent today, next year, and the year after. There's no way as a sane person you bet against the Chiefs right now. And they are playing very mediocre football and they are undefeated.
And still winning.
I mean, it is crazy. This what they doing is not really, and they're undefeated.
It's
crazy.
I'll say like this here: if you the Super Bowl is not played in Kansas City. So if you just go on and mark them down, they're gonna go to the Super Bowl. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 teams right now in the NFC, I believe, that can beat them on a neutral field. But they got to play out of their mind, though. Okay, and I'm just gonna be real.
Mm-hmm.
They got to play out of their mind. You can't turn the ball over. You can't do dumb stuff. But I believe Green Bay has enough. I believe Detroit has enough. And I also believe right now, and I'm gonna say this, it's gonna sound crazy.
Washington.
No, I'm not even
Or the
going there yet.
Falcons.
I'm a little concerned about them. We're gonna get into them. I'm still a little concerned. I'm just gonna say it. The Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
The
Don't know
Falcons.
any better. You can do it.
Because they don't know no better. That's right, Kelsey. They don't know no better.
You don't know no better.
Right now, the Falcons, if the
I give
Falcons can
all
win the
those
South.
teams you named chances. None of those teams you named, though, would be favored.
No,
if they
not
win
at
the
all.
Super Bowl.
No.
This man played with 5 tight ends last night.
Bruh.
Yeah.
This man actually took 5 tight ends and made it work.
Well,
this stuff that is just playground. They throwing the ball back.
Old schoolyard stuff. Yeah.
You ain't supposed to make 5 tight ends. The stuff is just like I said. There is no sane person that's betting against. If you got some money that you are betting against the Chiefs, neutral, snow, nowhere. You ain't betting against Kansas City Chiefs. Nothing else. And I'm gonna tell you, Vegas knows that no matter if they go to the Super Bowl, Green Bay, all them teams you named will actually probably open up as a 7+ underdog on the real.
So what y'all saying is
every team you just named will actually end up as a 7+ underdog in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. And if it don't end up, it's beat about 7+.
So y'all telling me that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are probably in the locker room or in the film room, just like they're on the State Farm commercial, just doing dumb stuff. Let's draw this up, make it see if it'll work.
Remember this back in the yard?
They're just bored.
It working. Yeah. You did that right there in the yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
like I said,
man, it working. With no 5 tight ends.
What,
I mean, that's just stupid.
But at some point though, you got to understand, you're gonna have to they got to get a receiver, okay? Somebody's gonna be stupid enough and give him a receiver. You already know that's coming. They got to get a receiver because even if you're playing with 5 tight ends right now, the best of them tight ends is severely not playing good football. Okay,
exactly. That's the other part.
And that's their biggest problem. He is not playing good football. Okay, I'm not going to lay any aspersions to whatever is causing him not to play, but he's not playing good football. Okay. No, Travis Kelce. He's not playing good football. I'm not laying any aspersions to why. I know why. I got a good idea why. But
he was talking to 9 times last night. He caught 7 of them.
Yeah, but
and really, I mean, Mahomes
he's not getting down the field, man.
But the crazy thing is they are playing mediocre football and are undefeated. The best team in the NFL is undefeated playing mediocre football. That is what I see.
And I'm not arguing that point. I'm not arguing that point. Okay. Now, one thing I will say as a sidebar to this conversation, we need to see more of a Xavier Worthy scoring touchdowns, only because I like the way it ended last night, because boy, your mama need your mama something, boy. Great, they Lord Hembers. But anyway, aside from that, hey, I'm Ridgeway. Look, that's always gonna matter to us in Ridgeway. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It always gonna matter. All right. Because one thing about us, if we see a pretty woman, we gonna say, "Hey, how you doing?" Because that's how we do. But anyway, somebody gonna have to do something, man. Buffalo's not it.
No.
The Ravens are not it. We're not it. Cincinnati's not it. Maybe Harbaugh on the second game, maybe. And I'm just saying maybe, because that's the only thing. Because they're gonna win the West. Okay, that's not even the Raiders suck. Denver.
The defense is okay, but they have nothing.
Denver looks good, but Bo Nix versus Pat Mahomes ain't gonna work. Okay, I'm sorry, it just ain't gonna work. Okay, so you already know they're gonna win the West. The South.
You think they'll get to a point where they get far enough ahead that they could just kind of, and then that's when at the start.
Yeah, because I think the other division winners are not going to win enough games to take the 1 seed from them, so they could actually afford to lose some games. I think the 1 seed out of the AFC is probably you can be 12-5 and be the 1 seed this year because Buffalo is going to struggle to get to 10 wins, even though they're going to win the division, but they're going to struggle to get to 10 wins. Whoever wins the North, you're probably looking at 11 to 10 wins themselves. So between the Ravens, Steelers, well, just Ravens and the Steelers. I ain't even putting the Bengals in there. Cleveland dead. Deshaun, Lord have mercy. I don't know what to say for him.
We got to even talk about that.
I mean, bro, it's depressing. And then at the South, Jacksonville, I thought they would have been a lot better than what they've shown. The Colts, the Colts are not ready for prime time. Houston ought to win that handily. The Titans are dead. Unless Harbaugh gets things going out in Los Angeles. I mean, the Raiders are dead. Denver's not ready. I mean, legitimate 12 wins is going to do it. I already see that. You know,
The only game I could see, I'm just looking at Kansas City Chiefs schedule. The only game I could see where they might have a problem, and that's a big might, and they're still gonna be favored. Depends on how Houston's playing on December 21st.
That's the week after they play us.
Now they play y'all that. Y'all play them after that.
Play them after that.
Christmas.
Now I'm gonna tell you now, that's a tight little 2-game set there because I think one is Sunday, one is Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Saturday and then Wednesday.
But see, I don't like that for us because I think we got the Ravens that Sunday and then turn around and play the Chiefs, man. And I'm like, why y'all even do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So that ain't even because automatically when you play the Ravens anyway, you're trying to kill each other, and then you got to turn around and play Pat. Man, come on, man. That ain't even right.
3 games in 10 days. Yeah, 3 games in 10 days. That's a lot.
That ain't worth nothing.
That's like 3 and 10. Ooh.
But
yeah.
Let's get into this though, right quick though. Did the Jets make the right move today?
No. I think they took a step back because I don't think. Yeah, the coach had some problems, but I think Aaron's dictating again. So we're gonna see what happens.
You know, Kelsey, when we started this, me and you talked about, everybody was giving the Jets love, talking about their roster and whatever. But my thing was the Jets was gonna jet. Today the Jets jetted. They did exactly what. That's a panic move because you played well enough to beat Minnesota Sunday, but Aaron Rodgers played like trash, man, and nobody wants to address the fact that he played like trash.
Last year in Green Bay was trash. I don't know why they figured it would turn around because you got Jordan Love doing much better with the same team he had. Minus what Lazard, but other than that,
Alan Lazard can't catch a cold in the freezer, bro. So that don't.
Yeah, and Aaron took all these people with him, but they're not showing up at all. He's got weapons. He's got weapons there. So
he got so on paper he has a defense, but honestly, I wanted to sit there and say they give the Jets defense too much credit because they're not that good. You can be good when you're in a bad division. You know what I mean?
The
and you're in a bad offensive division.
Quarterback is Mark Sanchez. That should tell all of us something. He go to the AFC Championship game twice. Or something like that. Twice.
He went twice.
Twice.
He lost to us twice.
There you go. Twice. This man, that is the best. That says it all. I'm going to leave it at that. Even Aaron Rodgers still playing right now ain't better than what Mark Sanchez was when he was doing that. With very conservative, but again, it's the same thing. Yeah. This man is throwing 3 interceptions, and I think I watched in 2 games this season.
Yeah.
Man, it's the Jets. Some things you can't overcome. And now here you go. Now here go my take. Should they have fired him today? I'm going to say yeah. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it was the inevitable for him. For me, him, I'm in his position. I'm like, regardless of that, you knew you was getting fired somewhere. This was not going to turn around. This shit ain't because Aaron Rodgers ain't worth crap. Till you said it. The reason why this ain't going to turn around is because the quarterback can't turn it around. So you getting fired game 17 or game what we at, whatever we at, game whatever. To me, just cut it. He gonna get paid anyway. Sit this out, become a defensive coordinator again,
and dodge that bullet.
And everybody understands that you work for the Jets. They all know this. I mean, come on now. You work for the Jets, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. I mean,
well, I'm gonna say it like this here, and I'll give you a prime example. And this is how you know the Jets are gonna jet. Todd Bowles. That's all you need to say right there. Todd Bowles doing an outstanding job in Tampa Bay right now. His first job was with the Jets. You know what I mean? The last coach that did anything with the Jets was Rex Ryan.
Hey, wasn't Belichick a Jets coach for a day?
For a day.
There you go.
For a day. That was the smartest move he ever made. Not taking that job.
I know, right?
The Jets have been, and don't get me wrong, I of all Jet players growing up, I love Joe Namath because Joe Namath embodies the way I love stuff, man. He flashy. He has always been that. That's what. Look, go back and watch NFL films and just see Joe on the sideline with the fur. That's all you need to know right there.
Broadway Joe.
Broadway Joe was Broadway Joe. But the Jets, other than that, have not been anything in 52 years, y'all. And it's sad. And everybody was pumped for them this year, and everybody thought they were going somewhere. And I told everybody at the beginning of the year, I'm like, they still the Jets, y'all. They still the Jets. I don't care what nobody say. You could put Pat Mahomes on the Jets, and they ain't going nowhere. They the Jets, man. They the Jets. And that just
not understand that when you get drafted, who you get drafted by determines a lot about what you're going to do in your career. You get drafted by the Jets, like I said. Mark Sanchez has been their best quarterback throughout this whole time. And actually, I'm trying to remember my childhood. The only quarterback I remember.
What about Fitzmagic?
Chad Pennington did good. Chad Pennington did good. Chad Pennington.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about Chad Pennington.
Ryan Fitzmagic, he did all right.
Fitzmagic, Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's a 1 year. That's a 1 year thing. That has always been his career. 1 year. Yeah. He's gonna do good for 1 year. That second year, but 1 year he's gonna be good. All right. Big win last week for the Falcons. That was an important game because beating Tampa Bay last week, the way that they beat them, I think
that was a good game.
It solidified Kurt. Kurt right now don't have to worry about Penix. That's out of the question now. Kurt has been embraced by the Falcon faithful now.
I mean, come on, man. He had the chain, man. Come on.
I understand, man, but you still got to prove yourself in Georgia. You know how that is.
On the real, I don't understand. Let's go back to Todd Bowles now. You know this man, and in the game, you were killing him with the blitz because he cannot roll out left or right. The man literally sits there as a statue. Then when you get to crunch time in overtime, you decide to rush 4.
You go to the zone.
Yes, Kirk Cousins can throw the ball. I'm not going to sit here and say that. But you have to continue to exploit. If a team does not rush Kirk Cousins with everything because he can't roll out.
Exactly.
But what he did that same thing we did to Bryce Young, not Bryce Young, Houston quarterback,
CJ
Stroud. Podcast 2.
Yeah.
And 400 yards, and there you go. It was a great win, overtime. I knew once they got the ball, it was over. I saw it in the heart. And plus, you're down all the safeties and no linebackers. So there you go. And now you got to go to Atlanta to play them.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what.
That's why I'm looking at the notes now. That was a tough loss. I do agree because now you got to go there and try to get back.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard because I think even with the way that the Saints played last night, because the Saints did not play that bad last night. They didn't play that bad. Offensively, the Saints' problem was Garrett Carr. But I think now that Carr, it came out today, Carr's gonna be out about a month.
And Jake Hayner is gonna be the backup.
I think you're gonna see Spencer Rattler, to be honest.
Man, because Jake Hayner, he played here over at you.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Now, last
You know,
night
he got ran out. He got ran off the team.
I
That
think go
dude
see
was
Spencer Rattler
terrible,
myself.
man.
I'm just saying. But
Yeah, now Spencer is an upgrade. I hope he gets promoted. Because if you can't get promoted over Tatum, you got some problems, dog.
but now that puts the South in a dogfight because you got to figure like this in there, you know, it's between them three. Who gonna come out of it is gonna be key because it's between them three, and they got to play great football. The Panthers, and we'll touch on this right quick. It's not Bryce. We saw Sunday against the Bears. It's not Bryce.
Chance.
I wish I had $10 or $12 billion.
Yeah, man.
And all of us could have a piece of this here because it is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen in my life. They have absolutely nothing.
No.
Nothing. And I mean, they ain't even a bright spot you can look at and be like, you know, this could possibly. No. You need to strip this down to the bares of bones, bro. To the bares of bones. And just.
You think he's capable of doing, you think like Kelsey, I ain't trying to be on your dog, but you know how the Cowboys is with Jerry and Stephen Jones, and, you know, the owner GM. You think Tepper is going to be able to give up enough of that, you know, rope and let what happens supposed to happen, like get a football dude in? See, that's where the issue come in right there. Nothing gonna happen until you do that.
Look here.
That's either his shiny toy or his write-off, one of the two.
Well, I tell Kelsey this all the time, and the only time you see my owner is when he there to pick up a trophy. That's all you got to know right there.
I know.
That's the only time you see my owner.
Sunday, you saw Jerry. You ain't never see the Rooney's. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, Clark Hunt, you see his daughter.
Yeah.
For the Chiefs more than you see Clark Hunt. Okay, they love to show his daughter. They never show him, and he went in Super Bowl, and you don't ever see him. So that says a lot about the organization as it is. You let your football people handle it, and that's one of the things I think that's the reason why the Commanders are where they are right now, because you don't see Harris, you don't see Magic. Commanders are just playing football now. It used to be every time you look up, they were Dan Snyder. That was their that was part of their problem. Okay. Now they just playing football. Now Harris, you already know Harris wants to move them back to old RFK at some point. Build a new stadium at RFK site, which would be great.
Yeah,
would be great for me because that's what we grew up on.
You
know, old RFK.
Well, that's where Lester used to go. You know, when he came home on 227.
Yeah.
Redskins games are going on. That you remember you used to keep on that Redskins starter jack. Hey, Lester kept a tight ass Redskins.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah.
But you gotta remember now, that's when the Redskins was relevant back then.
Oh yeah.
But right now, I give them credit. They got probably the best team in the NFC right now.
The record show it too. So I mean, yeah.
Record show it. If this little boy keep playing like he playing, he gonna be. He is a problem.
Yeah,
and it ain't just short stuff. I mean, he throw the prettiest
touch on that long ball is incredible. All you got, man, it's dropping right, boom, right
but
there.
It's effortless too when he throws. It's effortless. Don't look like he's really doing anything.
I mean, if you're gonna be doing that, bro, I mean, and then they can run the football. And one thing I've been pleasantly surprised with them, their defense is getting better. You know, their defense is getting better.
And Quinn, you know, Dan Quinn, he all right. You know, if you got the right people in play.
Only knock against Dan Quinn, and is always gonna follow him until you win, was you was up 25 points. 25. You lost
28-3.
That's gonna always hone it. But looking at where they are right now, they in a good spot. Now, I will say this here.
Really good spot.
The 49ers are dead. They're in trouble. Bruh, they in trouble. There was no way, even with everybody hurt, there was no way you should have lost to the Cardinals on Sunday.
So you think they're going to win the division, and the Cardinals got that now?
Seattle got that.
Well, yeah, I forgot. I was thinking about Seattle. Yeah.
Because only reason Seattle lost Sunday, everybody hurt. Now the NFC West is a medivac unit because everybody's hurt. That's the problem out
Yeah.
there. But if Seattle's healthy, Seattle has the best roster out there.
Yeah.
It's even better
You
than
might well call the Rams the
roster.
replacements. Yeah.
Yeah. But see, the thing gonna be if the
Seahawks.
Commanders win the East, because I only think one is coming out of the East in the NFC. I think your two wild cards is coming out of the North because I think Detroit, whoever loses between Detroit and Minnesota and Green Bay, that's who's going. But right now, they're the only division where everybody has a winning record. The Bears do have a winning record. Bears ain't there yet, but they coming. They ain't there yet. I'll say that. But Detroit and Minnesota and Green Bay, those are your teams that's going to make the playoffs.
So you believing in Sam Darnold?
No. He got a defense though. He got a defense. Long as you got a defense, and you really don't play outside because you play in a dome. I don't know. I got to look at the schedule to see when they play Green Bay. If it ain't in December or November, it ain't gonna matter. You play in Detroit, that's inside. You're not playing no outside games, man. So it doesn't do you any good. You know, and then I think they got to play y'all later on in the year. I mean, that's another indoor game. So I mean, the game Sunday is going to be key because if the Cowboys lose to Detroit and Detroit runs through them, that pretty much lets you know Cowboys are dead.
Cowboys gonna win that one too. Remember, you heard it last week. You'll hear it again this week. Cowboys will win this game.
Because you flip it, the Cowboys win that. I am very looking forward to the demise of the coach that they showed too goddamn much on TV, crying and being all damn emotional, but he's supposed to be this tough guy. I just want the Lions to lose because I don't like his face.
Well,
I just don't like his face, man. That's the reason why I don't want them. I want them to lose.
Well,
Christmas is gonna come early if we get Dak the right kind of contact. It's gonna be all right. But if not, we might be in trouble.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this here. This week, even though this is I think this is week 7. Okay, this is gonna be interesting because there are some interesting games, and it's gonna play a long way. And this is the second week of October because Thursday night's game leads into everything because 49ers and the Seahawks. Right now, the Niners look terrible. Okay, offensively and defensively. The Seahawks historically wins this game because it's in Seattle, okay? Then Sunday, Jaguars, Bears. If the Bears continue to win, because I just don't see it. The Texans play the Patriots. Commanders play the Ravens. Now that, if the Commanders beat the Ravens,
Commanders going to win that game. They're going to win that game.
I believe so too.
Who you said, Commander?
Commanders
will beat the Ravens.
Commanders going to beat the Ravens because one of the things the Ravens cannot do is guard the pass because they can't rush the quarterback.
That's right.
If you can't get him down, he gonna light you up. But the other game, flip side, Eagles play the Browns.
There's no way the Eagles lose that game.
Shouldn't. But this is a game, primetime game. You're coming off the bye. The quarterback and the coach can't get along. This sounds like a game. And you know, historically, Deshaun has beaten Jalen Hurts every time he's played him.
Is Brown back? Is any of the weapons? Is AJ Brown back? Any of them?
I don't know if AJ's back.
Haven't heard yet. So
and Devontae too, yeah.
Devontae is still out too. So unless that comes,
I just think if they go into it with the same state of team that they have, that is a making of an upset right there.
Yeah.
Cardinals travel to play the Packers. Bucs Saints.
That determines the fate of how the NFC South starts to shape itself towards end of November, December. Yep.
We got Colts Titans that really don't matter now because Anthony Richardson stay hurt. He got the label already. Just keep it on. And Will Levis is terrible. Titans are gonna be picking in top 3 again. You got Chargers, Broncos. Chargers ought to run through the Broncos. Ought to, but you never know. We go out west. We play the Raiders. Steelers, Raiders, old rivalry.
I wonder how the Raiders feel, recovering from last week.
I don't know, man. And then everybody hurt too. And if you're not gonna play Devontae Adams, and it's a question about who's gonna play quarterback because they said either O'Connell might start instead of Minshew. It really don't matter.
Man, I was just saying how serviceable he was. He go out and had that bad game that he had Sunday.
Yeah. Lions play the Cowboys. That's the big game on Sunday. Quietly, Falcons Panthers is there. Kurt, you cannot lose to the Panthers.
Yeah, that could be a trap game.
You cannot lose to
everything had to go wrong for them to lose that game, but
you cannot lose to
you can see.
And then I know they was trying to flex this game out of the spot Sunday night because they wanted to put the Commanders Ravens. NFL wouldn't let them. You got Bengals Giants, even though the Giants went out west and won last week. Giants stink. The Bengals stink. This is going to be a pitiful game.
That could be a good game then.
How?
Because I think
Malik Neighbors, if he ain't cleared, Giants is not going to win.
Who not cleared?
Malik Neighbors. He's still in concussion protocol.
Because the Bengals have stars that know their season is over, right? The Giants know that they look like they actually, especially when they played, second half against the Seahawks. I don't know if the Bengals have quit yet. I think the Bengals may if they lose this game, they quit. But this might be right because the Bengals may not have the heart that they had early, knowing pretty much it's over for them.
Mm-hmm.
Star players don't really like that,
Well, you got to figure they playing for stats now because Jamar knows he needs a new contract and he got to put up numbers, and he's been putting them up all year anyway. But the thing is, Giants. If the Giants pass rush can't get to Joe Burrow, it ain't gonna matter.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then the game Monday night, critical game is Bills Jets, and I'm just gonna be real about this here. This is gonna be an ugly football game because the Bills have absolutely nothing on offense, and you getting the Jets coming off of this mess with Salah. This might be the last game. Might be the last game for Aaron Rodgers because I see him because Aaron Rodgers he gonna take the fall for all of this because of the fact if they lose this game he gonna come up lame. Watch, he gonna come up lame.
He tried to come up lame on that knee thing, but that did.
Yeah, he gonna try to come up lame because he gonna put it. I'm hurting. I ain't playing good. It got to be some kind of excuse. It ain't because I'm not great. Your last greatness was 4-5 years ago, bro. It ain't coming.
So let me ask this question: You think he's lost the locker room already? No, the coach did, but you think Aaron's the same boat?
I don't think the coach lost the locker room because I've seen reports come out after all of this is that they escorted him out of the building because he wanted to go talk to the players, and I think the defense. I think it's going to be a revolt because the defense been doing their job all year and they like Salah. It's just the problem was Aaron Rodgers is not a leader, man.
And man, they all know too. This Aaron Rodgers last year, regardless of what happened, is over this year. I mean, I'm not really. He's a lame duck quarterback, for all intents and purposes, because they ain't going nowhere this year. They would do something but they're not. They're not going to be close. It's the Jets. And so he's a lame duck quarterback to me. I don't know if you respect him. Just let him be. You're not gonna win a battle against him in the locker room, right? Because of the owner investment and all that. So just let this year be, because it's gonna be what it's gonna be anyway, a tragedy. And you start over with your draft, and hopefully you hit on your next Mark Sanchez.
You're going to have to clean house there because you're going to have to bring Rex back. You're going to have to find Bart Scott, Darrell Reeves. You're going to have to do all of that to get them back.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, because they are far from it. Sauce Gardner, nah, bro, you ain't it. I'm sorry. Wilson, nah, bro, you ain't it. I'm sorry. I'm just being real. All right. So, last weekend, college football went off the rails. And I'm just going to start with this right here. Alabama lost to Vanderbilt. Hey.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And never had the lead in the game, y'all. I think that everybody's overlooking that point. Vanderbilt led from the start of the game to the end of the game and scored 40 points on Alabama. Bruh, what is going on in the Southeastern Conference?
Man, that Saturday slate of football may have been the third, fourth best Saturday slate that I have ever watched, with all of the upsets that went down. I mean, that was crazy. Even like Minnesota and USC. I thought USC had the game, turned it back, Minnesota scored, and then won the damn game.
I'll say like this here. We called it. We did call it last week. I told you if Michigan go to Washington, I told you they weren't going to win.
Here you go, Michigan and Washington.
I told you they weren't going to win because they cannot go out west. That has been their problem for years. They cannot go out west and win a football game. But
and then I thought, Cal was.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Cal would have ended the night on that upset, it would have been the greatest weekend of college football I have ever watched.
Bruh, I was so tired. Not from watching, because I loved it. Everything was so good.
You just was tired.
But Sunday morning, you was just wore out. I'm like, come on, Cal. Come on, Cal. I kept like, stop doing what you're doing. I wanted to call him and like, stop doing what you're doing. Cal blowed that game. Because Miami didn't do anything to take it from them. Cal blowed the game. They were sitting pretty. I was like, all you got to do, bro, one first down. Football game is over with.
One first
football game is over with. But no. They kept doing dumb stuff.
Oh, man.
What is you doing? You let them come back. And the thing is, what pretty much told me is that Miami's gonna lose to somebody they ain't got no business losing to. We already know that's coming.
You are seeing what Washington State fans was trying to tell everybody, that this dude will literally toss the ball. I'm telling you, Cam Ward he literally just throws the ball in any situation, anywhere. It's incredible. Like when stuff comes, and they always say he's so calm. I swear they think he's the best thing since sliced bread. Bruh. But dude will just chuck the ball up.
Bruh, that's what he did. Because the first half, he couldn't do nothing. Cal was killing it.
Counted two that should have been two that they missed. Cal missed.
Yeah, Cal was killing him. And then it's like, okay, y'all let him off the hook. You start playing zone, and I'm like, why y'all playing zone? You've been blitzing the whole game, killing him, and then you decide you want to play zone. And I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? But then everybody did dumb stuff the weekend. Arkansas, Tennessee, you score 50 points every game. What were y'all doing?
Oh man, that's another game.
What were y'all doing? It was ridiculous. I'm not gonna say bad. I'm not gonna say Vandy. Vandy beat Bama. It wasn't Bama beat and gave up. Yeah. Vandy beat Bama. Yes. That's what makes it so perplexing, that Vandy beat Bama.
Yeah.
And you have to say that 4 or 5 times for it to sink in to you. Vandy beat Bama.
That is crazy.
Auburn had a quarterback, Auburn would have beat Georgia.
Yeah.
And it's like, so it goes back to what we've been saying all the time. And and we need to dig in on this one now. Is the SEC and the Big Ten overrated? And I would say yes.
This year, yes.
Yeah.
The Big Ten's year, I told you to merge, they missed it. They missed having a juggernaut conference by a year, because that's the year all of them, Michigan, you would have Washington in there, but this year you have a bunch of mediocre schools in the Big Ten. All of them can be beat.
This weekend sets up. This is how you're gonna know that the Big Ten is overrated. Ohio State is going to Oregon. Ohio State ain't played nobody all year. Okay.
They
They
have.
got mad. They literally got mad last week that people were discussing because they barely, they beat Iowa 35-7. Iowa is terrible. Okay. You only beat Iowa 35-7. Okay. You going to Oregon. If you lose this football game, Ryan Day, because you will lose this football game, Oregon is not that good. I've watched Oregon 3 times this year already.
No, not.
Oregon is not what they were last year. They ain't even close to what they were last year.
Whereas though Oregon seems like week to week they're making improvements, Ohio State don't look like that. Like they don't look like they're taking no steps forward.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're playing JV games every week, that's what's going to happen to you. You ain't playing nobody.
Yeah.
Ohio State right now, their toughest game is Saturday. You know how Outson can be, okay? And at night, bro, come on, man. It's already going to be a hard game for them. Even if they come out of that, you pretty much got a good understanding that Ohio State's not going undefeated. You already know that, okay? Penn State is not going undefeated. We already know that.
But you know what it does, though, is put a mediocre Oregon in a great position. Because if they come out and win, that's the sad part is if they win this, because I don't think they have Penn State on. They don't. Oregon doesn't play Penn State or Michigan. What they do is go into the driver's seat because
they do.
That's the thing that's going to happen.
It's going to put them in a spot that they're going to get kicked off the pedestal early when they get in the playoff because they hadn't played nobody. Because I don't even think they played the Trojans. So it's like
Oregon and USC don't play?
I don't think they play. I don't think they play. Because the way they broke up the schedule in the Big Ten was they wanted to put you with your normal rivals and whatever. So you're going to miss out on some games that you should be getting. But just like I knew when Michigan went out there last week, I was like, Michigan ain't going to win that football game because Michigan, over the last 30 years, Michigan has not won many games past the Rockies, except for last year when they beat Alabama in the Rose Bowl during the playoff. Other than that, Michigan doesn't win out west, bro. That's just the way it goes. That I already knew that. I had called that one because I knew they're not going to Washington to win that football game. I already knew that. Okay.
But we talked about that. I said for that game, whoever scored first pretty much gets in the driver's seat because they are. That's what they are. I mean, that's what it is because Michigan is that and Washington is that. So yeah.
Well, Michigan's biggest problem is you got to play a game with a quarterback that can throw, bro, and they ain't got nobody.
No.
Nobody that can throw the football. It is ridiculous what I see. And this is the thing. In this era of NIL, why you don't have players? And you big schools. You know what I'm saying?
You know why I say though? And this is what's making me, I know you got on here, Clemson won, and they didn't stink.
Oh boy, they stunk.
But one thing that I'm seeing, it's like what football will humble you with. And why I'm thinking now I'm more towards Dabo now than I am towards NIL. Because sometimes you think back and I'm admitting. You think about this. Football, you just can't throw cats together. It just ain't. You need an offensive line has to be a unit. And when they come together, year 2, year 3, they become monsters. Defense. And so now I'm thinking, you just throwing somebody in there that doesn't, in football, it never worked. Remember the Eagles tried that as super team back with Vic? You just don't, because it's too many moving parts in football for that to work. And so that makes me like, hey, Dabo, you do got a point because starting as a freshman and you get to grow together. By year 3, you become, that joint, you shit out it. So, yeah.
And it will be some growing pains, but, if you stick through it.
NIL will work in basketball. It'll work in basketball because it only takes
5 players.
You only take 2. You know what I mean? If you got 2 good players, okay. Football, you're going to have to start. You're going to have to be with each other. You coming in the summertime or you coming in spring football is not going to be enough to get you over the hump. Because football, it takes camaraderie and it takes a trust factor that no other sport has. Because football only works if all 11 is doing what they're supposed to do. If one of you out of that 11 is not doing what you're supposed to do, it's gonna fall apart. And we have seen that time after time after time. Don't care how talented you are, it's if you don't do your job, it's gonna screw up. It's gonna
And
screw up.
Dabo, do not make me regret this statement. The reason that you see Miami, to me, having these games like they are, that is a bought team. And that's why they don't gel the way that they should, because they should based on talent. Because when you watch them score, man, them cats are athletes out of this. And like we used to say back in the day, that's the Florida boys. You know, them cats just go. And so you look at it, but it's a team that is a bunch of NIL, and they just got together this year. And it's showing in games. And so Clemson better not make me regret saying this. This is, to me, what Clemson's advantage, should be, is a unit instead of a piece together,
Well,
thing that they got going on.
The other advantage that Clemson has on Miami is this, and this is the thing that I'm going to say about Miami. The advantage Clemson has on Miami is because of the fact Cristobal can't coach. He's already proven that. He's already proven that, okay? He's going to screw up a game he has no business screwing up, okay? It's coming, okay? Again, the other thing is this here. Because he has all these athletes or whatever, I don't know if they play SMU or not. That's probably going to be a loss because that's the one. SMU is starting to scare the crap out of me, okay? Them and Pitt right now are starting to scare the crap out of me.
That first loss of the season scared me because I thought they lost it. But then the engine and the motor ran up, and they are now. I'm glad Clemson don't have to play SMU because, man, that is a track meet team.
Well, I'm going to tell you like this. One of the things I'm looking forward to is this, just because you look at the additions to the Big Ten and the additions to the SEC, I honestly believe the additions to the ACC were better because they fit more so than what the other teams fit in the other conferences. So SMU fits right in with Clemson. It does. And for some reason, Cal fits in.
And SMU, Florida State was such a good game.
It was such a good game on Saturday, man. And I'm like, Cal fits in the ACC for some reason. It's crazy.
Florida State, Cal fit in the ACC because, like you saw at the game, you get that hood because you saw it in the stands.
Yeah,
and so it just fits because, like I told you, half of that stadium is gonna be cats, that been hanging with Spice One
and Marshawn.
Yeah, Marshawn. Yeah. But statement today, Florida State is why I've said they're the most vulnerable. Florida State is gonna mess around and let SMU pass them, and we all know because remember the 80s when their boosters and all of that get together, they become a juggernaut because it's Texas football. Remember Eric Dickens? All of them. The white cat name, the other running back?
Greg James, the Pony Express.
Yeah, that whole SMU squad. And they got the real death penalty. So when they get crunk, they get crunk behind a team. And Florida State is the most vulnerable to their crunkishness.
Right.
Day, I ain't have another word, man.
I like how you brought that up. But look at their Oregon's remaining schedule after the Ohio State game. See, this is what lets you know they overrated, okay? You get Purdue, you play Illinois, you do have to go to Michigan, you play Maryland, you play Wisconsin, and you finish with Washington. Bruh, come on, man. At most 11-1. At most. More than likely 12-0, but at most 11-1. Let me see who SMU got left, because that's gonna be the key.
That's the key.
That's gonna be the key to the ACC right there, because I'm telling you right now, I'm so proud of them just because they came in and decided they was gonna play football and wasn't gonna play around. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the SEC right now, if it ain't, I ain't even gonna put Georgia in it. Honestly, if it's not Texas, they don't have nothing. Georgia's not what they are.
And it's their show and tell time. And it ain't the talent, it's Sarkisian is the weakest link.
Yeah, he would be. He would be. Honestly though,
he's not really playing about it. They got to play Cal, and I think they play USC too. No, Stanford. I'm sorry.
SMU.
Stanford on the 19th.
Yeah, they got Stanford's nothing. Duke disappointed me. They best game coming up. They got to play Pitt
On
the first week of
22nd, yeah.
November.
But then you got to look at
Where is that game? Is it at SMU or is it at Pitt?
It's at SMU.
SMU.
That
might go to Jerry World.
Hey, watch out! You might
might go to Jerry
turn
World.
off the TV at halftime, man. Hey, for real.
Let me tell you, the other one that's gonna be a trip about this, and Kelsey, this is your old college classmate.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody talking about him, but he has turned Virginia around, man.
Oh yeah, Tony Elliott.
It's starting to,
Tony Elliott, right? Yeah, Tony Elliott. Yeah.
It's starting to cause issues here, man. Because I'm like, hold up, you wasn't supposed to be no good, but looking at the standings of the ACC, he's right there. Yep. You know, I'm not calling for nobody to get fired, but I'm just gonna be real. Mike Norvell, you teetering, bro.
Man, if it wasn't for last season,
you teetering.
Norvell say last season saved his job because he was fired.
But you know what though? You play Miami next. That's a game you can lose. It's a game you also can win. Okay. Yes. If he beats Miami, because this is a game Cristobal will screw up. I know how it goes. This is a game that Mario Cristobal will screw up. He wins that game, he saves his job. But if Miami comes in there and embarrasses him, okay, and then you play the lame duck bowl at the end of the year against Florida because Billy fired. So I mean, Billy fired, man. I hate it for him, but he fired. Yeah, bro. So it like they automatically said, let's screw with Billy. Do you see Billy schedule the rest of the year? Billy ain't winning no more games, man. It is the most ridiculous thing I ever seen in my life. Billy plays everybody. How do you do that?
That's crazy.
You play everybody. Billy is playing Tennessee. He's playing Georgia. He's playing Texas. He's playing LSU. Why? Somebody tell me why. Why do my schedule look like this?
You know who else is gone, man? Old boy at Auburn. I think he gone.
Oh, he fired too. Hugh Freeze fired, man.
Yeah, I think it's.
You should have kept Cadillac. I tried to tell you. No, ain't nobody want to listen to me. Tried to tell you to keep Cadillac. Cadillac would have had these boys in a much better position. You should have kept Cadillac. But no, y'all wanted a big name or whatever. Man, you know what? Sometimes you don't need a big name. Sometimes you just need somebody that can lead these boys. Because that's one of the problems we have right here in Columbia right now. Beamer, they love Beamer because they give him all this credit because of the fact he's Frank Beamer's son. That play he did on Saturday was the dumbest thing I ever seen in my life. Your first drive of the year, you're on your 35-yard line, and you're going to go for a fake punt?
Oh, man. And didn't they fake something twice? Didn't they go for it twice in dumb situations? Like they gave
it was the first drive of the game. You were on your own 35. What was you going to gain for getting the first down then?
I revel in
when you did that, you killed that whole game. That game was destroyed. And Lane just looked at you. Even Lane looked at you like, really? That's what you're going to do? But see, here's the thing. And I'll say this here, and this is about coaching acumen here. Okay? Sometimes you can destroy your team's future by doing dumb stuff like that. Every coach has trick plays here and there. But if you got to rely on that to win football games, you're not a good football team. If you got to pull a fake every time you look around or do something crazy to get first downs or whatever, you're not a good football team. Two of the most powerful teams in the country right now are Army and Navy. You know why? What they've embraced. We're going to do what we do best.
And one of them will actually make the playoffs.
One of them will go.
One of them because of the way.
I believe it's going to be Army. Because Army
one of them because of the way it was the conference. What the MAC?
The AAC, the American.
AAC, yep.
Yeah.
And they're going
to play each other. They're going to play each other for the championship and turn around and play again the following week. This is going to be the thing. But if you actually look at Army has players.
Yep.
He went out and recruited people to play his system. Okay. Yep. That's how you win. That is how you win games. Forget the fact that it's Army. Okay. But just look at it. He went and got players that fit what he does. Okay. The Gamecocks, you're a SEC football team, okay? If you got to fake people out or if you got to pull tricks out that help you win, you're never going to be anything. You are the little brother in the state of South Carolina, and I'm saying it right now. You're the little brother in the state of South Carolina, okay? You are the little brother in the SEC, okay? You're never going to be Georgia. You're never going to be Bama. You're never going to be Auburn.
They have no chance of ever winning the national championship.
If it wasn't for women's basketball, you would be irrelevant. If it wasn't for women's basketball. And y'all have the nerve and the audacity, because y'all don't hear it, because I hear it every day, okay? The nerve and the audacity to feel like y'all belong in the SEC. Y'all are the same as Vanderbilt.
Nope, Vanderbilt beat Alabama.
Thank you, Kelsey. I put that out there for one reason, okay? Remember back about 14 years ago when USC upset Alabama and they came in here? You thought they were on their way at that point. No, you can't win. You can't be relevant in this conference until you beat your three biggest rivals every year. Okay. Same thing with Clemson. Clemson didn't become relevant until we got to the point where we were beating Florida State every year, until we got to the point where we were beating Carolina every year. That's when Clemson became relevant. If you cannot start beating Georgia Tech again, because when Georgia Tech was kicking us in the teeth, Calvin Johnson,
Triple
Joe
option.
Hamilton, I got sick of because you couldn't do nothing with them. But it was the springboard, because when Georgia Tech was beating us, Georgia Tech was playing in the championship game every year. Because they were taking care of who they needed to take care of, and they were playing Florida State, whether they won or not. But that's what you got to do. The Gamecocks are not even trying to do that. Okay? This little loosey-goosey thing you're doing stuff and all of that, that's not winning. You're not going to win. And it's harder now because you have Oklahoma and Texas in the
I know, who are way better than you.
Way better.
You have no chance of ever winning a championship, ever.
Your measuring stick was Saturday, okay? Let's look at it like this. You got beat 27-3 because you do dumb stuff, okay? 2 weeks ago, you played LSU, and everybody thought, oh, they on their way. They finna turn things around. LSU is garbage.
Yeah.
LSU is garbage, okay? This is not Les Miles LSU. This is not Ed Orgeron's LSU. Y'all thought y'all doing something, okay? You're going to go down here, and unfortunately, y'all had the misfortune of having to play Alabama the week after they lost to Vanderbilt. Do you know the ass whooping you couldn't get?
Hey, I am tuning in. I want to see every
12 o'clock
touchdown, yes.
Do you know the ass whooping y'all are set up to get? Because not only are they going to beat y'all because they lost to Vanderbilt, they need to reassert themselves and let everybody know, hey, y'all been talking trash about us all week. Rightfully so. And for those of you that don't realize it, go to YouTube. Vandy has 2 videos out. It's the smoothest thing in the world, boy. Oh, it's the smoothest thing in the world. Anybody keep, boy, as soon as I seen it, I fell out laughing. I said, oh yeah, y'all supposed to gloat. They supposed to gloat, man. Just look at it. You can't say nothing to them the rest of the year. Just like I can't say nothing to the Cowboy fan. Vandy cannot win another game the rest of the year.
30 years. They were bought in just because.
Like I say, that ain't even gonna work right now. Cause see, I can't even say that, Kels. But Vandy, I know. Look here, the dude in the Vandy video walking around with a crown on his head and a scepter. That ought to tell you all you need to know right there. He is feeling himself, bro. This man, they beat Al. Let's say this all together.
That's not a football school.
Beat Alabama, man.
No, they are there just to make the conference legitimate, to be accredited.
Right.
They're there to keep the conference accredited. Academically. So hey,
for academics. That's it.
That's it.
They beat Alabama. That's all you need to say. And look here, and beat them bad. It wasn't like, oh, this was a fluke. No, they beat them bad.
Yes, they did.
Every facet of the game.
But this is why we love football, though. Because it is the one sport, man. It is the one sport. If everybody comes together and do what they're supposed to do, it don't matter how good you are. how powerful you are. You can go down in football. You can go down in football. And we saw that this weekend. And like I say, it started, and we knew I should have known from time at 12 o'clock. I should have known, oh, this gonna be some stuff today. And sure enough, from the time I started at 12 o'clock, because I'm gonna tell you, I loved it so much because I didn't move until 2:30 Sunday morning because Lord.
I know, same here, man.
That Cal Miami game, boy. I like, man, what is going on? But it's football, and this is why we love it so much because of the fact, again, nobody can complain right now about what they seeing on Saturdays and Sundays. Nobody can complain about that, man. It started Thursday night. Falcons Bucs was a fabulous game. Fabulous game. This is the excitement that we need, the excitement that we've been looking for. This is everything you could constantly want. And I'm telling you, this weekend lines up, starts this Thursday, because this is a game, unless you really into football, you don't realize how important this game is. Coastal Carolina goes to James Madison. That is an important football game. Because that's going to be the Sun Belt. That's going to be the Sun Belt. Coastal was screwing up with Old Dominion, man.
I know. I thought they was about to lose the Old Dominion. I'm like, man, what are y'all doing?
Come on, what are y'all doing?
You are my adopted team.
Now, South Carolina is going to get sacrificed at 12 o'clock. Clemson, you playing Wake Forest. This is not your normal Wake Forest. This is not your normal Wake Forest. This is going to be terrible. I'm mad with Clemson because Clemson should have destroyed Florida State last week. You let Florida State hang around. You gave them hope. Florida State is terrible. I have never seen them this bad. Even the late Bobby Bowden years, they never looked that bad, man. They never looked that bad. Clemson should have beat Florida State by at least 5 touchdowns Saturday. By at least. Stop kicking field goals, get the ball in the end zone, stop playing. We got Texas and Oklahoma at 3:30. Don't be surprised. Texas could get upset because I think Oklahoma won last year.
Yeah, he did.
And Texas number one team.
Man,
Texas number one in the nation. This is their first time being SEC members.
They're getting beat.
The little brother that's the quarterback for Oklahoma, I like him. He ain't great. He just make plays.
He can't throw worth a damn.
But he just make plays.
He make plays. Defense, because of Venables, you're gonna get a big play per game. And that's the thing I miss, man, about the blitzes. I know we used to get burnt over the top sometimes, but sometimes them were game-changing sacks and interceptions because you threw a duck. I miss the blitz, man. I miss the blitz.
Yeah. Now Cal got a rebound. They go to Pitt. They go to Pitt on Saturday.
Man, they making Cal travel some hours, man.
Man, them boys have been on the road hard this year. That's the only bad part. Now when basketball season comes, this is gonna be real hard on them on both sides, because if you got to go out there, hopefully they set it up. That was one of the things I used to love about the Pac-12. If you went to Los Angeles, you played both UCLA and SC before you went back home.
Yeah.
I hope the ACC adopts that kind of thing, because don't go out there and play Cal and then you got to fly back and play Wake Forest and then you got to fly back out there to play Washington. Don't do no stuff like that. Louisville plays Virginia. This is a big game because Louisville already has 2 losses. If Virginia wins this game, Virginia's still sitting in the catbird seat to get to the ACC championship. Don't believe it, because I'm trying to figure out how Tony Elliott is doing it, because he ain't got that, but he winning. So that's a good thing. Georgia ought to run roughshod over Mississippi State. Mississippi State honestly has become low-key the worst team in the SEC.
Yeah.
You can't even say that about Vanderbilt anymore. Mississippi State right now is the worst team in the SEC. You get Florida, Tennessee in Knoxville.
Florida is terrible too. I watched Florida a couple times, man. Florida, I don't know. I thought they were weren't they like number 9 when the season? Man, they
were like 20. They were like 21 or 22. They ain't been that high.
Yeah, they are not good.
But the whole conference is not good, honestly. Now that you see it, the big game Saturday night is Ohio State, Oregon. That's gonna go a long way. I think Oregon's gonna win that game. Ohio State ain't played nobody, so playing they first, getting a little bit of adversity is gonna cause some problems. Ole Miss is playing LSU at night in Death Valley. I would say I have no good feeling about LSU right now. They are not LSU like we know them, man.
I gotta see how this game go. That game, the beginning of that game will determine that game to me.
And
it will determine whether Brian Kelly keeps his job or not, because he's also on the hot seat.
You were exactly right. I was just gonna say the same thing because they lost to Ole Miss last year and bought Hemingway. Yeah. If Lane come in there and blow him out, he fired Sunday morning.
Yeah, he's fired.
Yeah, he fired Sunday morning. Get your resumes ready, boys. We might have to go.
And Orgeron recruit.
Yeah. Of course. I bring him back in a heartbeat. I need somebody to know how to speak that language, man. And then the big game, and this is an important game because low key he's winning football games. He ain't ranked, but K-State, Colorado. This is low key.
Who you got, Tel? You got Dion again.
I'm rolling with Prime. I'm rolling with Prime.
This is an important game because I'm gonna tell you, you beat Kansas State, you put yourself squarely in Big 12 championship game. And I don't think
hey.
They don't play BYU. They don't play BYU.
Y'all watch Kansas State. I swear, he is about the third most athletic. Their quarterback.
Yeah.
Mike, third most athletic. Yeah. You know what? I have ever seen play. He right up there with old boy from Nebraska that got fired as the coach.
Turner Gill?
No.
Oh, Scott Frost.
Yes. Like when they were winning, he might be the third most athletic I have ever. Watch his guy. I'm just saying, watch how his cuts and that dude the cuts and the moves is just crazy.
Well, it's good because it's a good standalone game because that game come on at 10:30. So that'll be the last game of the night. So Shadur is in prime time for half the country. He's in late night for the other half.
The run game is going to win that game for Colorado. They don't have one, but it's going to win it for them.
Gonna have to, because K-State can play defense.
And K-State's quarterback is their running. He can be their running back. It is most game. Man, watch what you see him. That cat might you're gonna be very impressed with his athleticism.
I watched them. I watched them early in the year against Tulane. I
watched them against it was the ranked game. Them versus Okie State. Then they beat Okie State bad.
They beat them bad, but then they lost the next week, and I'm trying to think they lost to somebody they ain't had no business lose. They lost to BYU. I watched them in that game.
BYU pretty good though, man. BYU was good this year.
Well, everybody 7-year seniors on BYU.
They got to go on a mission and come back, man.
Yeah, they had to go. That's what I'm saying. All them 7-year seniors, man, they done been to Guam and all kind of stuff. Man, they grown men. You know how BYU do, man. Come on now, this ain't nothing new. They've been doing this for years. He's 7th-year senior, man. Shoot, he been in school forever.
All the married families.
Shoot, yeah. Shoot, they little boy playing on the team with them.
Tell them they got sons. They got sons on there.
Man, shoot. They recruit them early out there at BYU, man. Shoot. So look, as soon as they can ride the bicycle, they ready to go. They ready to go, man. So that ain't no surprise. But it is what it is. Like I say, we got some good games coming up this weekend. Appreciate everybody, all the love. I mean, we getting noticed, so that's a great thing about it. But we do this for ourselves. This is our therapy to talk through this stuff. We also got coming up, still listening to SGP. We got some big numbers off growing up in the 80s. Oh Lord, we so stupid. But then at the same time, we got another show that's coming up with that. And then also we got to figure out where we're gonna put the NBA preview. The thing about it, I'm already ready to talk. You already know I'm ready to go off You already
We
know.
have to limit you, man. We have to
You
limit
already
you.
know I'm ready to
Hey,
go off, man.
hey, but
You know I
also,
can't stand it.
you know we got to do, which is my favorite sport, college basketball.
Well, that's
gotta
fine.
hit some college b-ball.
I can be calm for college basketball, but
Yeah,
also,
man,
but Kelsey know how I am about the NBA. He know it's one fella that is gonna catch the wrath of me every time.
He's good on every team except for one, and now he's sleeping with his teammate wife. Man, it's over now.
Boy, I'm about to be mad as I don't know what. Dave looking like, who is he talking about? I'm talking about LeBron.
LeBron.
I'm talking about
LeBron.
LeBron.
Oh,
LeBron.
man, he on my team. So what I say about LeBron,
LeBron
this is my
James.
take on the real. He got me what I wanted into the ring. I don't care what you say.
Oh, you gonna count that?
Bubble, not bubble.
You count that?
Everybody that was playing for a chance to win. So you're telling me that everybody else quit. And if they did, fuck them. That was terrible. I don't know how. I see why what's the name don't want to resign Jimmy Butler. Because if you ain't going to play a basketball game and they want to win, screw it. So the rest that he does, because I know how the Lakers are with stars, we will sign you because that's what we will overpay you until you decide you don't want to play for us, like we did with Kobe. Kobe had no Achilles left and no legs. We said we still gonna give you for it because the Lakers do that.
But
bro,
Kobe deserved it, buddy, bro.
But street clothes.
I mean, you talking about AD?
Yeah.
Oh, again, the Lakers.
Oh, street clothes already.
But no, just like the Rams. If you don't get stars in LA, nobody's paying attention to you.
True.
You got too many other people walking the street that's bigger than the teams there. So you are in a catch-22. You got Ralph Tresvant and them singing "Count Me Out" with Magic Johnson. Because if you don't, somebody's gonna be paying attention to the Dodgers or this. And soon as everybody becomes irrelevant, fans don't support LA teams. They go out to clubs. They go out to Hollywood.
I know everybody goes out in LA to be seen at the Lakers game because that's all it is. That's all it is. The Lakers game. But this is the thing. And we're going to touch on this right quick before we get on. Karl Anthony Towns got traded to the Knicks. The Knicks got significantly worse by trading for Karl Anthony Towns. I just want y'all to realize that, all right?
I said that too.
Because this was a bad move for the Knicks. You lost Dante DiVincenzo, somebody that was a core part of what they were doing to bring in Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns do not want to play on the block. I'm going to tell you how this is going to go right now, okay? When he has to go against Embiid for 4 games this year, you're going to see real quick how he don't want to be down there because he don't want that banging, Bo. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
So did Minnesota get better?
Who?
Did Minnesota get better?
By sending DiVincenzo to Minnesota? Yes. Addition by subtraction. Right now.
I got to see who's going to step up, though, as that second score, because even though he was still the second, what I am afraid of with that is you're left with just him who can't score at all. And so who is going to be Ant's real second? Because, DiVincenzo is not no real. I mean, a real second, starter.
The dude, the other guard, not the point guard, not Mike Conley, but the other guard, the McDaniels boy. He gonna be the one to step up.
McDaniels, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, from Washington, Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah. He gonna be the one.
I do like Jaden McDaniels. And also, people don't realize Nas Reed can be a stretch 5.
Right.
So to me, you didn't really lose anything there, but you did lose volume scoring. Well, and so what I want to see is if you get enough of a person to be, and it might be Jaden, but like you make a good point, it might be Jaden.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. You get rid of Karl Anthony Towns, that gives Ant at least 5 more points.
Yeah.
Because get him out the way. Get him out the way. You ain't got to get him the ball. Ant can get 5 more points. You're going to need that because Oklahoma City has a squad.
Yes.
They got a squad.
Yeah.
They are loaded.
Yeah.
Okay. And they look here. You going to need somebody because them games is going to be 132, 135. You got to put up points. And Karl Anthony Towns could not hang. Yeah, he got 60-point games or whatever, but he gets in the way because he is a ball magnet. The ball don't move when it get in his hand. Now you can let Ant free flow. That was the best move they could do because I believe they have enough to not only beat and hang with Oklahoma City. I know that they can hang with Denver, and I know that they can hang. I'm gonna tell you another you might want to watch now because they're gonna pick and roll you behind the death, and that's the Spurs. They're gonna pick and roll you to death now.
But also realize too, don't be shocked because now I'm gonna flip to the business side. I think this was the first piece as part of Glenn Taylor in them. He said he wanted to win. I think something is going on where the A-Rod sale to the other ownership group is going through. And that is the first domino in cutting salary. If Minnesota is not where any of that ownership group think that they can legitimately get over that hump from last year, do not be shocked of a wholesale of that team because Taylor will then de-invest. He'll de-invest himself and then go from there. I just think that was the first. As much as it was a basketball move, T, I think it also was financial because they couldn't afford that. That was their first financial domino to fall.
Well, my thing with him was also this here. I didn't agree with giving Karl Anthony Towns that money in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was a bad deal.
That was a bad move. Yep.
That was a bad move. And I think he signed that deal 2 years ago, I believe. That was a bad move. You should have never gave him that money. No. You should have figured out some kind of way to get. I would have moved away from him 2 years ago when Pat Beverly was still there because he didn't do anything to help them. You know,
and he tried to save face, remember, because he said now he don't want to sell a team because he think it can go over the top. But if you thought that version, why did you ship him out now? I think they are starting to share payroll so they will look more attractive on the sellers market.
Well, Ant deserved his $275.
Ant will be Ant is cemented. I'm not talking about Ant. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about.
But the thing was, you were paying Rudy Gobert, I think 200.
All that money.
I think he was getting 200 too, and Ant was getting 230. That was too much. All of that was too much. Cat should. I didn't even understand why they offered him that, even though he was eligible for it. I would have never offered him 230 because he has yet to demonstrate to me. He 230, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
It's some cat. Now, I give the NBA agents they credit because they've set these fellas up in the right kind of situations or whatever. But some of these dudes making some money, and you like, bro, you ain't that now. You only there because that's the way the money got you slotted at, but you ain't that. You know, and my thing is this here. What Cat gonna find out, you in the East now, okay? That means you gotta play Boston. That means you gotta play Philly. That means you gotta play Miami every other night. And one thing about them Dade County thugs, they gonna play rough. Okay? Yep. You ain't built for that. You soft. You are soft. You ain't built for that every year. Okay.
Oh, he gotta go see Jimmy.
Yeah, he gotta go see Jimmy. Full time, bro. Full time.
Miami.
Full time. Yeah.
Asterisk, the Cat only plays about 27 games a year. Hashtag Jimmy Butler will be out of Miami because Pat Riley has put the writing on the wall. If he does not, you are not re-signing a 35-year-old. No contract, and he don't even play. Jimmy Butler is hurt. Like, for real.
But who
when the last time you see Jimmy Butler finish a playoff series, has finished a season? You know, there's a lot of cats who get a lot of leeway, though. Well, I know I'm about to get a lot of leeway, but also miss Jimmy Butler in the last 3 years ain't finished a playoff series.
I know that.
He ain't finished the season either.
But again, who are you going to get? Because there's nobody to go get.
Oh, no, I just think he's 35. At that point, you're 35. Well, I don't know if you're going to invest back. Pat Riley's not, because Pat Riley has shown he will cut. He makes shrewd business moves. Yeah. He's going to make a move. And so if Jimmy Butler don't be 35 and play like Pat Riley has always said, I want a player who's available. He's put it out there.
But again,
that's Slick Backhand himself.
But again, it goes to this here. There's nobody for him to go out there and get.
Yeah, but I think what he's going to do is Pat Riley, you know the Miami way. They don't care. They are going to do what Miami does regardless of that. You know that.
I know that. But my thing is this here. Even with that, Your best bargaining chip is Tyler Hero. Where you going?
Nobody don't seem to want him. Every time they include him in a package, nobody wants.
Nobody wants him.
Him in a package.
You know, he get talked about every year in a trade package. He
I
never
know,
goes
nobody
anywhere, man. Because where is he going? They like, nah, bro, you can keep him.
Nah,
I ain't
yeah,
want
you
him,
keep Tyler Hero.
that's all right, man. That's all right. I take Jimmy before I take him, bro. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that deal. You know what I'm saying? And this is the other thing. And Coop, this is out there with you. Where Trey going?
I don't know.
Because the Hawks is not gonna keep him.
You don't think so?
Why would you? You ain't winning with him.
He'll be in Miami then.
You ain't winning with him. Why not?
But having to shed the rest of the salary though around him, like
you ain't got nobody but DeJounte Murray and Cabela. That's all you got.
Murray left, didn't he?
Murray left. You ain't got Murray no more.
Yeah. Murray not there anymore.
Yeah, Murray went to
Yeah, he's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
Yeah, he ain't there, T.
Is he out west?
Oh, he
Dante Murray. He plays for
it's the Wizards, not the Wizards. I remember seeing him in the new uniform.
Yeah, he he left. Let's see where he went.
Because I thought I saw him in the new uniform.
Pelicans. There you go.
Pelicans.
He was
Okay.
Pelicans.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's why I said, if you get rid of him, are you going for a rock bottom rebuild, or do you just keep him around as part of the rebuild? That's the question you got. You know, I think Atlanta got to ask themselves.
I think they're going to go all out. It depends on what the Falcons do, because they're not going to be left behind. So
you think they're going to keep Trey?
They're going to keep Trey. If the
because Atlanta's another place, man, and we all know you got to have somebody to keep their interest. And if you get rid of Trey, you're getting rid of half of your stadium at that point, because cats ain't showing up at Atlanta games either without having something to come to.
Yeah, exactly. Now, they
ain't too keen on that either. Yeah.
Yeah. If the social aspect of it is great, because I've gone to some games during Atlanta's downtime. You're not in the seats, but you there.
Yes.
But you're not watching the game. I'll put it that way.
Well, but see, here's the thing now, and you just brought up a good point. Now that the Falcons are trending upward, and the Braves are still the Braves, the Hawks are gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
So they might open the checkbook.
Just as you talked about,
because you figure the Hawks are in the South, right? They in the Southeast Division, and that's only them, Miami, Orlando, and Charlotte.
Orlando has
a team. They got a squad. They're young, so they're gonna be intact for a little while.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be imperative if the Hawks are gonna hang. You're gonna have to make a move before the Heat does. Charlotte's not going anywhere, because Charlotte best thing was Mike sold the team, and they are rock bottom now, because I don't even think the new owners are gonna do anything.
And LaMelo can't finish the season either. So
LaMelo ain't no player, bro.
I'm just saying he
ain't no player, bro.
He can't finish the season. So
Look here. The only way the Hornets gonna be relevant is if you get this thing back like it was in the 80s. You get some players.
Yeah.
You gotta get an LJ Zoe. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way you getting back. And they have yet to do it. And plus, they play in an arena that is not suitable for, even though it's brand new. They need to move back out on Tyvola and play back there.
Yeah.
Because playing downtown ain't doing it for them. All right. We're gonna end it on that note. Great show, fellas. Great show. We'll see y'all next week. Hopefully football continues to be, and then like I say, we'll have an NBA thing and a college basketball thing. North Carolina Tar Heels.
Yes, sir.
South Carolina women. That is the only Gamecock team that I actively pull for, just because it's Dawn. Once she leave, I go back to hating them. So that's the way it goes. But we'll talk to you all next week. Big things coming. We continue to do it good. We also have on 44 Stack. You can text us, on the 44 Stack call-in lines. Where I look at them. If you have anything, we'll put them out there. Just know we gonna talk trash. So that's what we do best. I had to take it this week. I was a little under the weather Sunday night, but it was all right. It'll be okay. I take it. I take it because I'm gonna give it back.
I did call that. I called that on 44 Stat, just like I'm gonna call the Cowboys upsetting the Lions. But after that, I'm done. I'm not calling anything else. I'm gonna retire.
Lions gonna run for 400 yards on y'all. I believe if it had not rained Sunday night, I think this would have been a much better game. I think the rain, if you start, you get warmed up and you cool off. Is what it is.
Coach's face.
And for some of y'all Cowboy fans that was in my inbox talking about why don't y'all build a stadium with a dome? Look here, football meant to be played outside.
Outside, yeah.
Outside. I think that should be banned. That's another topic we need to bring on for it. These damn footballs that unless you are in Alaska, which I don't believe we got a team, no stadium should be domed.
Well, I'll say like this.
Minnesota and Green
Bay. Minnesota probably need a dome.
Green Bay ain't domed.
I know, but they need to be.
Nope.
That's ridiculous.
Have a team, come up there and play.
Bro.
Michael Vick showed you can beat them up there.
Hold up now. You got to remember now, Mike was running for his life because of the fact, man, it's cold out here.
Exactly. It's disrespectful out there, man. That's cold.
We ain't used to this.
No.
You know how it is around here, but when it get 50, we like, man, what's going on, man?
I put it like this. I went to Minnesota for one weekend. I came back to Tennessee, and it's cold in Tennessee. I'm walking around with short sleeves because Minnesota was disrespectful.
Bo, yeah.
Look at
just disrespectful, man.
Look at my uncle Junior say when he was in the Air Force, he left here, leaving South Carolina. He was stationed in North Dakota. When he left North Dakota, he went to Alaska. Okay. He said it was warmer in Alaska than it was in North Dakota.
Yeah, because of the water. Yeah. You can't get spots.
He said out of all 50 states he didn't been in, he said, I ain't never going back to North Dakota.
Because like for us, as far up as we is, if we were to get Boston's weather, cats around here go crazy. At Boston and New York weather, because it don't really get that cold here. It rains, but it gets cold.
No, because one thing about Boston, that nor'easter comes through. It is done.
No, man.
It is done. They get that gale force snow come off there, man. They are in trouble. I'm like, man, I don't see how y'all do it. You know me. Soon as they say anything look like sleet or snow, hey, let me go get my milk. Let me go get my bread, my bologna. That's what we do down here. So
yeah.
All right, fellas.
All right, man.
All right.